नमस्कार, मेरे चैनल में स्वागत है। हम आ जाए हैं CIMP कैंपस में और यहाँ खोज हो रही है वेंचर कैटलिस्ट प्रोग्राम में। और ये सारे वक्ता सब दूर दूर से आए हैं और अपने अपने फील्ड के एक्सपर्ट हैं और बताएंगे ये आज कि क्या होता है स्टार्टअप। और सिलेक्शन टीम में भी ये लोग हैं, ये जजेस हैं। और आज बहुत सारे स्टार्टअप आई हैं, उसमें बी ऑन डॉक्टर्स और डिजिटल लेबर हॉक, ये सब इस तरह के कई स्टार्टअप्स आए हुए हैं। उसमें मैं भी आई हूँ और इसका सिलेक्शन का क्राइटेरिया जो है वो फिलफिल करने वाले को मिलेगा। अब सुनते हैं आने वक्त
venture capital so that they can take their concept, their product, their service to the next level. While interacting with them, I heard few lines. He says, "पैसा तो हमारे पास बहुत सारा है, लेने वालों की कमी है." So he was having a thought process, and then he was sharing some of the success stories of the organizations which were funded by his venture capital organization. And we came to know that how many times he was sharing the story of Bharat Pay, in which the amount which was funded went so many times which we can't even think of. So we are all aware what is a grassroots level intervention. However, I would still like to remind all my brilliant students, when we talk about grassroots level interventions, we understand that we wish to come up with a product which minimizes consumption of some resources. This is one dimension when we talk about the grassroots level intervention. We also talk about bringing some behavioral change. And there are certain community sensitization programs wherein we aim at bringing the change in the overall behavior of the people, the citizens, the community at large. And I'm sure I'll just give you a small example so that you will all be able to understand. When we talk about grassroots level interventions, in India we have been talking about cities. We talk about ODF, open defecation free cities. Crores and crores of rupees were pumped into construction of toilets. But then what was more important was to sensitize the community how it is important for them to focus on various sanitization dimensions. The entire mission of this program is to motivate the youngsters to understand what is a grassroots level intervention, how a small grassroots level intervention can become a startup and can get millions of dollars as seed fund, scaling up fund, and other forms of funding. So we are blessed to have with us some brilliant resources on the panel, and we are also blessed to listen from our chief guest, Sri Sanjeev Kumar Ji, IAS, Director Technical Development, Department of Industries, Government of Bihar, who outlined clearly the new Startup Policy 2022, which has earmarked a fund of 500 crore as a startup funding trust, of which 2 members are from CIMP Director and IIT Patna Director. So these are 2 members who are apart from academic frontier. Rest there are other bureaucrats also which are available, and it's chaired by our Development Commissioner Sri Vivek Singh Ji. Now you can imagine the mission of a state which has earmarked 19% of its GDP for transforming the education system, earmarked 500 crores to focus on strengthening and giving a catalytic boost to the startup ecosystem of the state. So we thought, let us join hands with the mission of the ambitious plan of the government under the dynamic leadership of our Honorable Chief Minister Shri Nitish Kumar Ji, who is also the founder of this organization and also is the chairman of the Board of Governors, with the mission to make sure that we are transforming the youngsters not just into employment seekers, but also to make them employment givers. And in the same mission, we at CIMP, we are focused on launching the PGDM program, Innovation, Entrepreneurship and Venture Development, which was granted to 10 Indian institutions along with XLRI Jamshedpur. So 2 of us, we are in Bihar and Jharkhand. One is us, CIMP, and the other one is XLRI Jamshedpur. I take this opportunity to formally welcome Shri Pradeep Kumarji, IEDS Director MSME, DFO, Ministry of MSME, Government of India, based at Patna. Professor Karali Patra is Professor in charge. His background is from mechanical engineering, and he's currently Professor in charge of Technology Business Incubator, which is a scheme of Department of Science and Technology to promote IT related businesses. So he's leading it at IIT Patna. We're also blessed to have with us Dr. Neeraj Jha, founder and CEO of a startup in the name of Hanuman, which was incubated with our incubation center, CIMP, BIIF. I also take this opportunity to welcome Shri Sharad S. Maheshwari ji, who is Vice President of Venture Catalyst, who has been a man with a mission to transform the young and budding entrepreneurs by enabling them with all kinds of support, be it funding, be it mentoring, be it giving them the facilities of incubation, commercialization, acceleration, and so on and so forth.
High importance. That's where he started this initiative to focus. On the stage, Dr. Neeraj Jha. He is founder and CEO of the startup Hanuman. And I think Professor Rana will be very proud that this startup, the founder, has been incubated here at CIMP only. Now I have my colleague Sharad Maheshwari. He is venture partner for us. Mr. Maheshwari has traveled all the way from Hyderabad. Next in line, Professor Karali from IIT Patna. He is professor in charge for the TBI. Academic institutions are our backbone. The technology business incubators will not exist if the professors like Professor Patra will not apply for the grants. And then once Mr. Patra has applied for the grant, there is a need for a person who can run the show. And that's where we have Dr. Praveen Kumar, CEO for FIST, IIT Patna, which is a technology business incubator supported by Government of India. So thank you, Professor Rana, Mr. Kumod, and all the guests.
As Saurav said, is
हनुमान ऐप के नीरज झा जी से सुनते हैं.
We get at least hundreds of deals on a daily basis, and every VC, every investment platform get hundreds and thousands of applications on a monthly basis. Why they are reaching out to places like Patna, Muzaffarpur, or Agra, small places in India? So, as a management student, you must read a book called Fortune Lies at the Bottom of Pyramid, written by C.K. Prahlad. If you'll see India, businesses largely see India as 20 large cities. And you understand that India is a conglomerate of 6 lakh small villages. It is not just 20 large cities. And as Maheshwari sir said, startup means finding a solution. And if there is a problem, then there will be a solution. And this land of Bihar is full with problems. Agree? So where there is more problem, you'll have more solutions. So you can find a solution for everything. All the problems that you name, every time, आज बारिश हो रही है, you'll have a problem. My shoes are wet. I wish someone can make a shoe which is water resistant and yet airy. So that is a problem. You think of thousands of problem and you can create a solution out of it. And the second saying, that never fall in love with the solution. मैंने ये ऐप बना लिया, मैं इसको प्रमोट करूँगा. सर बगल में बैठे, टेक्नोलॉजी इज एन एनेबलर. Think of values that you can create for a consumer. Technology can scale it up. Technology can make life easy. But as Sandeep sir said, Maheshwari sir said, रितेश अग्रवाल ने पहले ओयो के रूम का फोटो बनाया और बोला कि यहाँ चले जाओ. कोई टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं थी. MVP प्रूव हुआ. सो आपको बहुत पैसा नहीं चाहिए होता है किसी एक प्रोडक्ट को प्रूव करने के लिए. स्टार्ट. एंड अगेन कमिंग बैक टू खोज जैसी इनिशिएटिव्स इसलिए ज़रूरी है जो ग्रासरूट इंटरवेंशन की बात बोल रहे हैं, क्योंकि यहाँ हमारे पास जो सबसे ज़्यादा कमी है वो इन्फॉर्मेशन की है. आई एम वेरी श्योर कि यहाँ बैठे हुए लोगों के बीच में से 10 स्टार्टअप आइडिया निकलेगा और लोग कॉम्पिटेंट भी होंगे, पैशनेट भी होंगे, लेकिन उनके पास कमी किस चीज़ की है? इन्फॉर्मेशंस की. कि आप अपने MVP को करेंगे कैसे. आपने प्रोडक्ट प्रूव कर लिया, कमर्स प्रूव कर लिया, स्केल करेंगे कैसे, दुनिया ने कैसे किया है. नाउ व्हेन यू गेट मेंटरशिप्स from organization like CIMP, when you get mentorship from organization like Karekeba, you have information ahead of time. You can exactly know what Israel has done for this particular problem and what is the Indian prototype of this. So the Khoj initiative is very important, and the grassroots intervention that people are talking about is primarily about information ahead of time, mentoring in the world way. And last but not the least, what I want to say is this initiative will help you to start early. I am 36 at age. I started 2 years back. I always feel कि 10 साल पहले शुरू किया होता तो आज मैं कम से कम फिगर्स में बोलता हूँ, सब लोग फिगर्स में बात करते हैं, तो आज मैं कम से कम 1000 करोड़ का मालिक होता. आई एम वेरी कॉन्फिडेंट. मेरे पास टाइम कम है आपके साथ रेस में दौड़ने के लिए. यू हैव इनफ चांसेस टू स्टार्ट अर्ली, फेल मल्टीपल टाइम्स, एंड येट इवन इफ यू फेल, इफ द प्रोसेस इज गुड, इफ यू हैव प्रूवन योर मेटल, these organizations like vencher cat will hire you as consultants, as partners. I know tens of people who are earning in crores in salary as a failed startup, founders of failed startup. So believe me, don't think of securing a job. If you have a startup idea, just jump onto it. There are people to support it, and मेरी लाइफ
एक आर्किटेक्चर को हायर कर सकते हैं, बट आपको इंश्योर्ड लेबर नहीं मिलेगा. और अगर आपको ऑनलाइन नहीं होता तो आप ऑफलाइन जाते हैं, तो क्या होता है कि जब ऑफलाइन जा रहे हैं तो ऐसा कोई टूल और मैकेनिज्म नहीं है.
मुझे भी आमंत्रित किया गया अपने स्टार्टअप के बारे में बताने के लिए. Hello everyone, my name is Janak Kishori and my firm name is मनाची फूड प्रोडक्ट्स. मेरे मनाची फूड प्रोडक्ट्स में बड़ी पापड़, अचार, सॉस, जैम, जेली, मुरब्बा आदि बनाए जाते हैं. और अभी कुछ 2 वर्षों में मैं ऑनलाइन ट्रेनिंग लेकर लॉकडाउन के समय मशरूम की खेती कर रही हूँ. और मशरूम की खेती करने में मुझे कुछ परेशानी आई, जिसके सॉल्यूशन के लिए मैं यहाँ आई हूँ. और इसमें परेशानी ये है कि हम जो स्पॉन बाहर से मंगवाते हैं उसमें टेम्परेचर मेंटेन नहीं होने के कारण कुछ खराबी आ जाती है, जिसका असर हमारे प्रोडक्शन पर पड़ता है, मशरूम की खेती पे पड़ता है. और मैं चाहती हूँ कि भविष्य में मेरा अपना स्पॉन लैब का तैयार हो और मैं अपने स्पॉन से ही मशरूम की खेती करूं. और इसको भविष्य में मुझे केनिंग करने की चाहती हूँ और इसको एक्सपोर्ट भी करना चाहती हूँ, जिसके लिए मुझे आप सबकी मदद चाहिए। और इसी मेंटरशिप के कारण मैं यहाँ पर स्टार्टअप रजिस्टर्ड हुई हूँ और आशा करती हूँ कि आप लोग के तरफ से एक पॉजिटिव मुझे रिपोर्ट मिले। और इसी के साथ बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आप सभी का कि आप लोगों ने मुझे यहाँ आमंत्रित किया है। और सभी जजेस का मैं नमस्ते करती हूँ, प्रणाम करती हूँ। और CIMP को मैं धन्यवाद करती हूँ कि उन्होंने मुझे आप लोगों से अपनी बात रखने के लिए, मेरी कंपनी की बात को रखने के लिए मुझे यहाँ आमंत्रित किया है। और बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सभी का। और मैं आशा करती हूँ कि मुझे यहाँ से मदद मिलेगी और उस मदद से मैं आगे बढ़ पाऊँगी। धन्यवाद।